hate watching is truly a real thing. How is everybody feeling? I hope everybody is staying blessed and having a good day out there. Listen, I know I'm saying the obvious when I say hate watching is a real thing, but it is a real thing. And hate watching has really, really took off. I feel, I mean, it's always been a thing, but I feel, especially with everything being so in your face now, it's right there. And people that do make videos, that make content, that have hate watching involved in that content, they're doing it for a reason. They know what it's going to do. They know what they're trying to capture. There are people that are genuinely trying to have a conversation, and people come to hate watch those people because they know that those conversations probably aren't going to be favorable of whatever side they are taking. Now, again, you also have the people that are trying to understand and almost trying to come to a middle ground. Now, the thing about coming to a middle ground is it's hard for people to accept, especially nowadays, because in hip hop, there is such a conscious effort, especially within the past year, to make people choose a side. When you speak good on one side, the other side is supposed to be spoken ill upon. There are literal channels that have been speaking constant. Now, again, as much as people talk about Drake fandom, which again, I understand where that comes from, it is very reasonable on why there is critiques about the Drake community and the stan culture, where they cannot see nothing wrong with what Drake has done in any way, shape, or form. I get that. But on the other side, there is a side that has taken everything and they have also brought it to its own stratosphere on the opposite side. Again, there are content creators that are literally living off of making Drake trash content, low hanging fruit, talking about a subject 10 times and it being overblown, being talked about in the same manner over and over and over again. Again, that's not even the video I'm here to do, but I needed to start with that. So all you people that are on one side or the other side, that is not the video that is here right now. Video that is here is more realistic. This is to talk about Drake now that we can see that he can have a quote unquote hit, and that hit still not be necessarily what Drake fans or stans thought was going to happen when he got that hit. Now, I don't think this is, I guess, the hit, but I do think it is a hit. And then obviously I'm talking about Nokia. Who's calling my phone? Shit. Anyways, I just had to get that off because I like the song personally. I think it's a nice, easygoing song. Of course, it's not the most or the song of the summer or anything like that to me. But it does prove that again to give kudos that Drake can be in the top 100 and still put himself in that position. And again, the reason I started off this video with the extremes on both sides is because both extremes do not understand that most of us understand it's realistic that Drake will still be there. It's just we also understand it is realistic that Drake won't be there at such a powerful standard and powerful position as he once was. It just isn't going to happen as much as you want it to. You are missing a big part of your community that you started up when you started and became an artist. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and politic with nobody about when, where, or how. It's true. The things that got taken away did get taken away. That's over with. But that does not mean that Drake cannot still put himself in certain positions to still hold that standard that he set for himself. Or if he has to lower that standard, which again, I don't think that's what he's going to do. That's never been the guy's mindset. But at the end of the day, everybody is wondering where's this guy going next, right? Not everybody. Whoa, let me not say it like that because then they go, oh, I don't give a fuck what Jay doing. At the end of the day, I never really liked this music anyways, but you were listening, and that's the whole point, right? This whole thing, people keep acting like they're tired of it. It's gotten overblown, talking about the beef, but they're lying to themselves. They always will eat that damn content up whenever the next thing comes out, the next round two, or if another lawsuit comes out, or update on a lawsuit, or if Drake does something that looks weird again. Like I said, there is hate watching. So again, for those people that thought that he wasn't going to be in a position to have people listening to him on a consistent basis, I don't think you understood how big his fan base truly was. And then for the people that believed that he was just gonna go back and everything was gonna go back to normal, I don't think you understand the impact. That's my whole point. Going forward, you just gotta understand the impact. If you don't want to understand the impact and you want to keep using streaming numbers from his old albums that will constantly get streamed because they were obviously great albums and they were fucking earworms for a lot of us. I'm not, again, I've admitted on multiple occasions that I am a Drake fan, I am a Kendrick fan, and I am a J. Cole fan. All three of them. I am not going to separate myself for your guys' sake. Does that make sense? I'm not going to sit here and be like this person. Like, I already have made my opinion up. I got my opinion. I will come and talk about it. I will have and create conversations, but I'm not going to move off my pivot necessarily on how I feel because at the end of the day, all three of these are three artists that I grew up with and I listen to on a constant basis. Like I went into their albums as their albums were coming out. And for a lot of you guys, I think this is, and I have to remember this is more of a newer generation that don't know what those albums did and how it got them to the positions that it did. They hear about it, but and maybe they were around as a kid or whatever the case may be. But, and I'm not that old. I'm not saying you know what, it's the internet. I'm a OG if I'm fucking 25, so it don't even matter. Anyways, my whole point is that you have to understand that those people that did actually like all three of those artists, and especially the two that really got deep into the beat, there's a bittersweetness to that at the end of the day. And seeing where they're going and what positions they're ending up in, which it's going to take years for us to officially see and everything to settle in more. I think people think that everything just settled in, it's done. No, nothing is. I think this shit is far from done and not. We are getting constant battles over and over. There will continue to be subliminal shots. There will continue to be little movements, little things that happen, you know how it goes with Kendrick Lamar and his subliminal nature. You know, he knows how to put subliminal imagery. You know, Drake will always speak subliminally on a track. That is one of his favorite things to do. So it's not like that's going away. Um, just accept that he's just not another artist. He's still Drake, but he is not Drake that is on top and head and heels over everybody else. That's not what we are looking at anymore. Again, now compared to most hip hop artists or versus, talking again about like the big three, for example, if you wanted to put other artists that are big in hip hop or are big, I guess, in pop, he's not the big, large pop artist that he wants. No, no, that's the wrong way to say that too. Because if I'm being honest, I mean he's still a pop star, but when he puts out music now, it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be the same, but he is still going to get the buzz that he gets as Drake. Anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. Not gonna dig myself a deeper hole. Y'all stay blessed. Have a good day. I'm out.